Hello and welcome to Tech Turks again. Today I have Titi Odunfa Adeoye, the founder of Sancoray, an investment outfit, and now the creator of world.ng, a platform that allows mere mortals like us to invest in different stocks or assets without any broker. Titi, welcome to Tech Turks.
Thank you so much for having me.
So from an investment outfit to a platform that just removes people like you from the scene, how did that come about?
The key thing I think for us is that we've actually been doing this for a long time. And we've had a big mission for a while that includes us getting to a point where we enable as many Nigerians as possible to invest in Nigeria. So we really believe that that is a worthy mission. So this, again, Sancoray started back in 2010. And initially we focused our investment activity on high net worth individuals. The more we worked with high net worth individuals, the more we realized, some of the work we're doing with them should also be open to other people, not just them. So as early as 2013, actually, we started to play around with trying to build what we believe is the future of the investment business. So if you actually just take a look at what's going on globally, you'll find that firms like us, including the likes of Goldman Sachs and so on and so forth, are all starting to look very closely at what's going on in tech and how tech is enabling investments.
So I'm going to ask too, because it's pretty resource intensive.
Very.
Providing these services for these high net worth individuals.
Yes.
To replicate it using the same platform will be quite expensive, and not especially when you go down the food chain.
Yeah, exactly. And that for us was what was really important. We said to ourselves, look, we have many years of experience working with H&I. We know what they want. We know what their key issues are. And we know what the key problems we're trying to solve are. But the truth is, there's another group that's actually usually ignored called the mass affluent. In Nigeria, there are only about 10 to 20,000 HNI, but they're close to 8 million mass affluent, everyday people who are working professionals and so on and so forth. And they want a lot of the same things HNI do. But most institutions find them expensive to serve, because with an HNI, you dedicate one or two people completely focused on one person. So we started to explore how to use technology to take what we've codified from dealing with HNI and offer it to the mass affluent. So it involves us actually even looking into things like artificial intelligence. How do you provide a custom experience for people? So that's kind of on our roadmap.
I was going to ask, I've been on world.ng, I've used it, it's fantastic.
Awesome, I'm glad you like it.
It allows me to remove the middle person and just go directly, and it's very, very transparent.
Yeah.
But it's on web.
Yes.
That's it. I said all the good bits, but web. Why web? Why did you start with web, knowing that most of those mass affluent actually are using their mobile?
Right. Well, we actually started our business. Sancoray is actually relatively quiet because our business is primarily a B2B business, which means we generally work with other institutions. And so we initially also built our technology stack to be primarily B2B. So it was mostly microservices, APIs and stuff in order to connect to others. We made the decision to go B2C relatively recently, and we thought, look, as we're doing, we're still doing B2B, but let's also try this B2C approach. And literally we then had to move very fast to just sort of, have an initial trial, and we just decided to start with web. But the demand and interest has been so strong, and literally every day someone tells us that, like, why don't you have a mobile app? So of course, the people asked for it. We've started working on one.
The people want, people shall get.
Exactly. So within a month, we will have a mobile app.
Excellent. Yeah. I can't wait. Now, I love the site in terms of gave me the freedom to invest at 12 a.m. in the morning without actually waiting for somebody's office to open.
Right.
So, and the good thing about it, it also had the stocks that you find in the capital market, and also the government security.
Right.
Now, there are other opportunities for investment out there. There's, agriculture is taking off, the retail sector is taking off, small businesses are coming up. How do you intend to differentiate yourself from just another platform in which that I can do that because it's easy to replicate?
Yes, very true. And for us, thinking about this, we have to always keep our strengths in mind. Our strengths is we're primarily an investment firm that focuses on investment products. So the products are actually our strength. So unlike a lot of other platforms who actually have to oftentimes, find the product people in order to offer that to their client base, we are the product people. So Sancoray itself focuses on the product side. So it means that if we want to be able to have you trade stocks, you can do that through us because Sancoray actually has a brokerage license. If we want you to invest in T-bills, bonds, we can also offer you that as well. And because we're not doing so through many different people, we can always offer it to you at the best yields and cheapest levels because we're not sharing fees with other platforms. So I think the way we differentiate ourselves is we do kind of focus on trying to ensure that we have pretty much every asset class that you could care about. But then we intend to also help you just sort of understand what to do with it. And because my primary profession, I'm an investment strategist, So it means that is actually a big focus, how to help educate people, how to talk them through what they should be doing with regards to investments, and how to help them build sustainable wealth over time. So I think that what differentiates us, back to your question, is that in one platform, we have everything that you need to build wealth sustainably. We have the ability to trade fixed income for you. We have the ability to give you exposure to multiple stock markets, actually, because we're also working on getting you to trade globally. We have the ability through our partnerships, again, because we're also a broker for AFX, we can provide you with agri-finance, and we also have a real estate subsidiary. So there are very few platforms that have all of that in one, and especially the advice. That is actually our key differentiator. The investment strategy bit, we have our own research team. We look at everything and try to, just sort of provide you with stuff that is as risk controlled as possible. So I think that's the key differentiator.
Yeah. So going back to world.ng again, yes, as well, is since it's a data-driven platform, you will be collecting a lot of data in terms of the type of the profiles of people, what they're investing in, their risk appetite. How does that help you? Does that also feed back into designing the products and designing the type of advice that you give customers?
Yes. It really does. And as I said, because in our core business, we work with a lot of HNIs, we also learn quickly just what people like. And then, of course, cascade that to what we think the mass affluent will like. So take, for example, we just kicked off our agri-finance products and listed them on world.ng. I hope you've already seen those. And in designing that product, we realized that a lot of people don't have a sense of risk of these agri-finance products. They don't know that there is some risk in there. They just think it's a guaranteed product, where it's not. So part of what we've done is try to educate people as to the risk in the product. And so when we spoke to clients, we'll get information from them where they say, well, I'm not comfortable with that risk and so on and so forth. And then we now can go back to our product desk and figure out how to make the product even more risk protected. So take, for example, you often don't know that there is a default risk even from the farmer communities. So because of our size, we can actually create principal protected structures. So that comes from feedback from our customers where they tell us, look, we're just not comfortable with the risk. So instead of you buying a 22% product, if you want a principal protected option, we can offer it to you at 17 or 18. And that comes from feedback from our customers.
Titi, thank you very much for coming on Tech Turks.
Pleasure. Thank you for having me.
We'll continue the conversation offline.